Yeah, so I was watching some of Brian's content this morning. Most of you guys probably know him by Emerald Rider. And he was talking about these people that appear to be put in place to gather the attention of the masses, to mislead them, disinformation agents, you know, whatever you want to call them. And like in my post that I put up here, I don't know, a little while ago now, on my subjective opinion on things, I addressed a little bit of that. And I had said that I was going to try to get some footage from work. And I'm fortunate enough, last week we were told to stay home. And this week, let's see what it is today. Today's Wednesday. Whatever the date would be, it's April 8th, I think. So I thought I'd go ahead and do a little bit of footage of what I do. I'm a screen printer. I've been a screen printer. Got about 17, 18 years experience in it now. And got pretty fortunate here. Back in November on my birthday, I found this job. And pretty fortunate to work with some really good people. I've got a real caring owner of the company that actually gives a shit about her employees and their well-being. And so she's trying to stay open, but as you can imagine, in this time, there's not a whole lot of people ordering shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that because most every event has been canceled. And, you know, sporting and all the things that you would normally, you know, get shirts and stuff for, and signs and all that have all been crushed by this lockdown, you know. And I haven't really, aside from making comments and on other people's content, I really haven't addressed the C virus to, you know, because that hasn't been the focus of my channel, you know, although I've, you know, addressed some of the obvious government deception that's going on. I haven't really made any content on this. You know, a while back I made a decision that I was going to try to limit the majority of my content to the globe deception, even though, you know, much like Dell, you know, we've all looked into different things, and many of us arrived at the globe deception already understanding many of the other deceptions that are going on. And you know, so I've just tried to keep from muddying the waters. You know, I had made a statement in that my subjective video that, you know, I felt that some kind of a crash was imminent. I figured that they were going to try to crash the dollar, keep this from coming out, because despite some of the negative shit coming out of flat earth channels, that, you know, they thought that this question was losing momentum and all this, I really felt, you know, contrary to that I felt like we were making progress and that people were waking up. And unlike the deceivers, like the likes of Sean G or Jose or something like that, if someone's not put in place, there ain't no fucking way you're gonna go back to the globe after you see the obvious, deception of it. It'd be much like saying, I'm gonna go back to believing in Santa Claus. You know what I mean? It's just completely nonsensical. So, it looks like I'm gonna run out of ink here. I was trying not to over mix this custom color, and it looks like I didn't mix enough. So, still got quite a few shirts here to print. But anyway, so we've got a little bit of work, but I don't know how long she's going to be able to keep her doors open. That even if someone's heart's in the right place, you can only do so much, and the government's gonna give out this free money. A lot of people aren't really looking at it right, though, I don't think. Although that may help us keep afloat. The dollar was already on a really weak footing as the world reserve currency. So the odds of the dollar making it through this are pretty slim, which I'm sure is the majority of the intent, because when the dollar crashes, they'll have an excuse. It was the coronavirus, and not these banksters that have been pilfering the wealth of every country across the planet. And so I don't know. That's probably, see, I got a window right over here. I can see people coming back. And although I was told a couple people here that I work with, about the globe deception, and I made a point to talk to the owner of the company about it, because I figured eventually, somebody would try to dox me, call up my employer, try to get me fired, because this is what these pieces of shit do. Try to ruin the livelihood of real people, So I figured if I went ahead and told her first and came clean with her, in addition to trying to open up the door to discussion, it would protect me when these little fucks caught wind of it. And if I ever get doxxed, it won't matter. And the other night here after work, we hung out for a little while, like our first night back last Monday, and we were discussing stuff. And with this criminal cabal that's running every government on this plane has done, is they've really tipped their hand to the fact that they're all working in concert. Now, people that are completely asleep won't make the connection. You still hear a lot of patriotism here in the United States, because they're just completely unaware. But when you make the case that everybody acted at once, it shows a collective mindset, not a conspiracy, but it shows that that they're working in unison. And it really made it easier to talk about things. And usually I get like eyes rolling at me when I start going into some things. But the other night, people were receptive to it, because it's blatantly obvious. Now, most of these people that are still asleep are are still buying this stuff about this virus, hook, line, and sinker, and I'm not claiming it's not real. Okay, I'm just saying that this is obviously not what it's about. The fact on the other side of this that more than likely every country on the plane will be using either the same currency, I would imagine some kind of a digital blockchain currency, or if we are still using our own money, the money now will be backed by that universal blockchain, and that's just my thoughts on it. There's no way that this will be able to go through. And we're all trying to figure out, what's going to come after this. These hospitals that are being erected, these beds that are being put up, obviously aren't to treat the sick people, okay, but they're moving personnel and equipment in preparation for something. And it's anybody's guess right now exactly what that is. I don't think, even though I say that I felt like a crash was coming, I still thought we had a couple years. I think everybody was kind of blindsided by the method that they used and the timing of it. To me, it shows that we were about to reach a critical mass on the awareness of the globe deception that, in addition to other things, people are finding out all kinds of things. And, unfortunately right now, almost every channel out there that I normally pay attention to, this is what our conversation is now. We've kind of stopped talking about.
Try it on your phone later.
All right. Kind of stop talking about that now. And our focus has been totally shifted over to this current deal here. I think what I'm going to do is make this in a few parts. And, but I just wanted to kind of touch base. Maybe when I get home, I'll edit this together with some observations that I had. I put out a piece of content that was basically just high altitude balloon footage that said that the globe terminator line debunked. And my intention was to combine that shortly thereafter to combine that with some ground observations I had and show exactly what I thought I was seeing from the ground, in addition to the globe footage, or in addition to the high altitude globe footage. That's funny. In addition to the high altitude balloon footage. So here comes people that are not really aware.
I like to see how many new noises.
I'll continue this in a bit. Okay, so anyway, I completed that other job and doing this one right here. I'll show you guys this shirt here in a minute. Crazy, crazy. I don't know how many of you guys are old enough or would remember a movie that was out years ago. But this is kind of a play on that. It's pretty funny, actually. Not funny that it's happening, but you may find the humor in it. So, on a side note, not that I really would, but thoughts crossed my mind. If I ever go to selling merch, such as like a t-shirt or whatever, it'll be something that I personally printed anyway. That looks good. What do you think? Straight out of toilet roll, straight out of TP, huh? What do you think? Anyway, I'll end it here. Be safe, everybody. Oh, I had thought about something. Yeah. In that one video where, or the couple that I was riding across the bridge there, I had mentioned about seeing dolphins swimming along there, and I have a little bit of dolphin footage I saw one day when I was going home, so I'll include that in this. But that was the last job that I have, so looks like I'm going to be back to being unemployed. So the shit is going to have some serious ramifications before long. Anyway, peace, guys. I was riding back home right now, or to my previous home, and I'm getting ready to cross the bridge here, and I saw this and I just had to stop. Been talking about it in my last couple videos about the dolphins right over here, and so just in case anybody thought I was full of shit, you see this is the bridge getting ready to cross. See? Sun's just setting. Should I say going away? Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. Yesterday I bought a trailer over in St. Petersburg and sold my place so I wouldn't have this 2.5 hour commute anymore. It's so incredible. Look at these guys. I don't know that this phone will do it justice, but they just look so free. They may be gone. Just incredible creatures. What? Oh, that was cool. Maybe they'll come over and give me a good look at them. I'm sure they've seen me by now. All right, well, I just wanted to capture that real quick. I've been talking about it, so just in case anyone thought that I was exaggerating.